Ready? I guess I am ready. Buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Bien, así, más o menos. Bien. Well, I don't know if you notice or not, but I'm Spanish speaking, right? You can tell or no? Because of what? The way that I looked? Or because hablo español? I guess both, right? Because the way that I look and because I speak Spanish. And, today I'm here to talk about the Hispanic outreach in the Cheboyan County. But before that, I want to do a short prayer, probably a 15-minute prayer, but it's a short one. Let us pray. Heavenly and precious God, we thank you for your wonderful gift of your Son, Jesus Christ. We give you thanks for your grace, your mercy, and the peace that you grant to us every day. I thank you for every single student who are here today gathering to hear about this wonderful ministry that you put up together here in Sheboygan. I give you thanks for the seniors, Lord, that they're about to finish. They only have probably a couple weeks more, and then they're done. They're going to be going to college, most of them. Some of them is going to go straight to work, and some of them will be home trying to figure out their future. I just want you to bless all of them. I want you to help and guide, Lord, their next step in their life. Hopefully, their next step is something important that will never separate them from you. I pray for you that hopefully from this group of seniors, maybe we have people in the future who will join seminary and become pastors or deaconess. I also ask you to bless all the other students who are about to finish also this school year. Keep guiding them throughout their high school years that they have oncoming. Lord, I also ask you to bless all the teachers, the director, the principal, everybody who work here at Lutheran High. Keep giving them knowledge, keep giving them strength and word of wisdom so they can keep guiding these beautiful kids in your ways, Lord. But we also ask you to bless our Hispanic ministry here in Sheboygan County. We ask you that you keep guiding and keep bringing the people who need to be saved and hear the gospel in their own language, en español. Lord, we ask you all these things in your precious name. Amen. I don't know if you can recognize it, but there's some familiar faces here, right? David, and I have Gustavo back there. I think he's somewhere over there. I don't know where's David, but where's David? Oh, he's hiding there. Yeah. Well, they are part of our Hispanic ministry. This is a Lutheran church from Missouri Synod Ministry. I know that some of you have here before. So raise your hand if you have ever heard about our Hispanic ministry in the county. Okay. Raise your hand if you have never heard about this ministry. Great. There's a few people that doesn't hear about. Yeah, that's great. So this ministry started, a little while ago, probably in 2015. There's this pastor named Nathan Metter. He went to the Dominican Republic, and he saw they were doing missions in the Dominican Republic. And then they have a group of kids there, and they say, why don't we do Hispanic ministry back home? We have a mission field there. So from there, Pastor Metter start, bringing pastors together and bringing the ideas to have this ministry here in Sheboygan. Finally, in December 2015, they brought me up here to do Hispanic ministry. And so we've been having this ministry since January 1st, 2016. So that means we are, 2 years and few months since we started this ministry. And at the beginning, they thought that I may have my first Bible class maybe 10 months after I move up and start doing the outreach. But in a week, we have our first Bible class. The Lord's been so awesome that He's been bringing people together. And this ministry has been here since January 1st, 2016. And, well, I just want to tell you that we did start with Bible classes, and then we start another Bible classes, and then we start one Spanish service. We start a second. Then we combine both of them. We have a bigger service. And the Lord's been working through different ways in our ministry. Right now we have our Sunday services at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church here in Sheboygan. Our services are at noon. We used to have our service at Emmanuel, but now we have our services in December at Good Shepherd, and that's going to be our home until the Lord says so. And then this ministry, it's Spanish only. I don't really preach in English when I'm leading there, or sometimes, we have some people who speak English that come, and I just say, welcome, good morning, and that's it. Everything else is in Spanish. We have pretty much 21 Lutheran churches from Missouri Synod in the county, and this is the only one who did speak Spanish, so they can go to the other 21 churches and hear in English. But there, our focus is our Hispanic and Latino community. And I'm thankful that the Lord has put all this plan together, this wonderful group of people, bringing this ministry, and bringing myself up here to be his voice, hands, and feet. So what's the purpose of the LCMS Sheboygan County Hispanic Outreach? Well, first, to preach Jesus and to reach to the Hispanic, Latino families. With the help of God, start a Hispanic mission in the county. So we already started a mission. And we do have, last month, our highest attendance was 51, and our average was 35. We have had months with 31 average, 23, 21. But let me tell you something. To have a Hispanic church with, Hispanic Latino roots, a Lutheran one, it's hard to have one. I will give you an average of our Hispanic Lutheran churches in the United States, and their members or people attending is like 18. That's their average number. And we have here 21, 27, 31, 35 average on Sundays in a month. That's pretty good. The Lord is at work here in Sheboygan, and He's doing a great work bringing all these people together. After the mission, our next step is to create a Hispanic church. But it's a Hispanic church with Hispanic roots. It's a Lutheran church with Hispanic roots. Our service is a little different. It's like, how can I say this, traditional and contemporary. We follow the liturgy, but our music is more like contemporary, and sometimes we clap. And that's how the Hispanic people are. We have the music inside. That's our culture. What do I have been doing in order to make this outreach happening? Well, I do visit a lot of places, stores. I visit mechanic shops, dairy farms, mink farms. And when I go to the dairy farms and mink farm, I always come out stinking pretty bad. Yeah, so bad that even my wife can tell me, like 5 miles away, she says, oh, my husband is coming because she can smell me. But yeah, but not. I don't know. I don't see any of our pastors going to dairy farms or mink farms, to talk about Jesus. But I do that because we do have a big population of Hispanic people who work in mink farms and dairy farms. If they can't come to church, we bring church to them so they can hear the gospel also. And we've been doing special events like Cinco de Mayo. I don't know if you ever hear about that, right? That's something that happened in Mexico, a battle, and they celebrate that. So most of our people are Mexican. Like Puerto Rican, we don't have Cinco de Mayo or the people, but we do have celebrate that here because I think the Mexican population is the biggest in the United States. Puerto Ricans, we're not that many. We're just few of them, but we also celebrate that. And that gives us an opportunity to invite people, to meet people, but also to try to connect them to Christ. You know, all these things like Cinco de Mayo, El Día del Niño, that's all the thing that we celebrate. It's Children's Day when we give thanks to God and kids come to play and have fun and have candies. That give us opportunity to have people come into our midst, and we can invite it, and the Lord will keep working on them and bringing them to church. Our Sunday divine service at Good Shepherd, I already talked about that. We've been doing Bible studies, and this is in Spanish, remember. Nothing in English. And these Bible classes are being held at St. Paul Lutheran Church in Sheboygan. Our ministry is a little bit all over the place. So I do things at St. John Plymouth. I do things at Good Shepherd in Sheboygan, St. Paul, Sheboygan, and then also St. Paul Falls is connected. I mean, almost all the churches are connected to this ministry. This is not like what do you call that, a lone ranger? Like alone in somewhere? No. You know, this is a combined ministry. This is a ministry of the Lutheran churches from Sheboygan County all together. You know, we do not have a Sunday school. We do have Tuesday, Sunday school. We do have our Bible classes on Tuesday, kids and adults, and they've been held in Spanish. You know, the little ones, my wife, she lead them, and it's a challenge for her because she doesn't speak a lot of English. And then most of these kids speak more English than Spanish. But they figure out, you know, kids help to translate. And this is awesome, you know, how they can work together. Not even that they don't maybe speak 100% the same language. They're working. You know, the Lord do incredible things. You know, nothing is impossible for him. Everything is possible. And he can bring all these kids together with my wife. And, yeah, it's great. Okay. So something before January 2016, no Hispanic people were getting baptized in a Lutheran church because there were not a Spanish-speaking Lutheran church in the county. You know, now we have people who can be part of Christ's family because they got baptized in our ministry. So far we have baptized 7 kids. Now that's a lot, you know. You think maybe it's not a lot, but it's a lot for a Hispanic church. 7 kids is being welcomed into the Lord's family, and we are so thankful for them. And if you notice there, you know, we have these kids from over here. The mom is from Chile. The dad is from Honduras. Here, let's see, Pablo Jace, he's Puerto Rican and German. He got baptized too. Here we got Daisy, she's Mexican, and Maria is also Mexican. So, you know, we have a variety of Hispanic in our church. It's not only, you know, Mexican. We have Mexican, Puerto Rican, Honduran, from Chile. I forget. But, yeah, we have a lot of people from different nationalities. 7 kids so far has been baptized. Something that we do a little different, you know, we do what we call early communion. When kids in our church, when kids turn 9, you know, I start teaching them what's communion. You know, after they get the classes, I sit with them and I determine if they are ready to do communion. So we do start giving communion to kids when they're 9. But that doesn't mean that they don't have to do confirmation. They will do confirmation later. But they do start having, you know, communion first. I mean, no first, early. And we have done 8 of our kids are already taking communion. We have done 2 weddings. One was a Spanish wedding. One was a bilingual wedding. This one was at St. John. Well, Pastor Mero was there with me. You know, he's my supervisor still until June 24. After that, it's payday. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a great supervisor. Yes, we have done this wedding together. Right there, he was my helper. Don't tell him. Yeah, right there, he was holding the things for me. And I think it's supposed to be the vicar, you know, helping the pastor. But in that case, he was helping. You know, he's a great person. He's a great helper and a leader and a teacher and supervisor and mentor. Yes. So we have done 2 weddings in our mission. Quinceañeras. Let's see, who from you knows what quinceañeras? I think there's some of you may, yeah. Well, quinceañera is something important in our Hispanic, I don't know, tradition. You know, when girls turn 15, their parents brought them to church, and there's a special service for them. They come to church, they wear these beautiful dresses. They're only 15, they're not going to get married. But they wear these beautiful dresses, big and huge and really expensive. But it's not about the dress, it's not about the party. They have a big party after. It's not about that. It's about they come to church and they kind of do they promise they're going to remain pure until they get married. So pretty much, the parents give them a ring when they're 15. And that ring will stay there until they get married. When they get married, they replace that ring and put that one, the one from the marriage. But they promise that they will remain pure, until they get married. So they will save themselves for the husband until they get married. And it's something beautiful that we celebrate that. But it's only for girls. Boys doesn't celebrate quinceañeras. Yes, I told my son, we're going to do your quinceañeras. And he was like, no, that's for girls. But yes. But you know what? It doesn't have to be only girls, boys. You have to remain pure until you get married, because that's how the Lord commands, right? You got to get married the right way, not before. We have done also adults confirmation. Four of them has got confirmed. And we're thankful for them. And these people who got confirmed, they still come in every Sunday. It's not like they confirm and they disappear. Because I have seen that before, right? Some families bring their kids, they get baptized, and they're gone. They bring their kids, they get confirmed, and they're gone. No, this family remained with us. They come every Sunday. They're active in church, and we're thankful for them. This guy over here, Fernando, he was the first guy that I met here in Sheboygan. He's a funny guy, and he was still funny until the Lord called him. And he was my first guy, and he's my faithful guy. He's always there, and even that he's sick, he's always there. Yeah, he's a great guy. And then Laura and Laurencio, they also comes a lot, and Gustavo's family also, and yeah, we have a good bunch of people. BVS. The first year we did bilingual BVS at Emmanuel. We have around, 34 kids who comes. And it was like, the lesson was taught in Spanish and English. The son in Spanish, it was a mix of Spanish and English. It was like a Spanglish all together. And they had fun, Some of these kids have never been in BVS before, but now they have that opportunity to go and serve in BVS. And some of the helpers were Lutheran high school students by then. Let's see if I don't forget Jacob, what's his last name? Glenn? Yeah, he went there and helped, and then there was another kids I can't remember, and there were a few girls too. I can't remember their names, but we have helpers. And then the second year we did only in Spanish. That was our VVS, Spanish only, and it was almost all our kids from the mission. We have few of them that come from volunteers who help, and they brought their kids. And we have around 30 kids in that VVS. And we also have helpers. And so this year, we will have our third BVS. It happened in Babylon. But guess what? I was planning to have a BVS just with my people in Spanish again. But I found out that the co-op BVS that always been held here, I guess, disappeared. So I said, well, since they don't have BVS, why we don't do this combined together? So now I'm going to be leading, well, not me, the volunteers will be leading this VBS, and we will have the co-op BVS at Good Shepherd, And it will be youth 11 to the 15, 1 to 3 p.m. So, and then this is going to be a bilingual VBS, but it's actually not bilingual. The songs only is going to be in Spanish. Everything else will be in English. So it's going to be fun, you know. We will have the kids trying to sing in Spanish and dancing. But guess what? You know, we have a gathering place there on Wednesday. We have the senior people who comes. They will be part of this on Wednesday when they come. They will come down and they will do our craft. And, you know, we incorporate then. Do I have more time? Yes? Okay. So we're going to incorporate then to our VVS too. So we're going to be together. But, you know, in order to this happen, I need volunteers. So far, I don't have enough volunteers. And I know that you're hungry to help and volunteers. And maybe, you know, this can count for your service hour. You can come and help. You can sing in Spanish. You can be helpers. You can be leaders. If you want to do, please let me know. You know, all of you can come. You can bring your little brothers and sisters, your cousins, family, friends. You can bring them to be part of our BVS. It's free. Please help me and bring your family. We do have a Facebook page. You can go on Facebook and look and like us. And looking forward for what the Lord has for us. Any question? How many minutes do I have? None? I'm done? Okay. Well, thank you then.